Hallo Leute, herzlich willkommen zu unserem heutigen Stream zu Vermillion. Ich werde jetzt mal probieren zu malen. Hallo DeLorean und hallo Doc Mokus. Ja, ich habe schon mal ganz kurz reingeguckt und mal versucht, irgendwas hinzukriegen. Ich habe es nicht geschafft. Jetzt habe ich mir mal so eine Vorlage rausgesucht, den süßen kleinen Robin, das Rotkehlchen, und werde da mal Schritt für Schritt ein bisschen malen und mal schauen, was dabei rauskommt. Stocki und ich wollen ein kleines Battle machen. Das heißt, ich werde heute streamen und mal schauen, wie weit ich komme. Wir haben uns so ein Zeitfenster von 2 Stunden gesetzt und morgen wird dann Stocki dasselbe probieren und dann vergleichen wir am Ende die Bilder. Und ihr könnt voten, wer gewonnen hat. So. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob ihr das sehen könnt. Hier der kleine Vogel. Ich muss mir jetzt hier mal meine Leinwand holen. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie groß die sein muss. Wird das angesagt? Ist das egal? Ich drücke mal hier kurz auf Play.
Background. Second one being block-in. Third one being modeling. And then ending with the final touches. So the first thing we're going to start with is the background.
Wir fangen natürlich mit dem Hintergrund an, aber ich glaube, er sagt mir jetzt nicht, wie groß das Bild sein soll.
So the only thing you're going to have to be worrying about is making sure that you cover the whole canvas. Now that we have covered everything, let's get started. Alright, now that we're in VR, we're going to set up our canvas for painting. I'm going to use a size 12 times 16 inches.
12 mal 16.
Gonna
12 mal 16. Warum ist denn das so? Das ist ja ein Mini-Bild. Okay. Ich dachte, ich male ihn jetzt voll riesig hier. Hi Spider, Prost und hallo Slady.
accept that size. And we're going to start painting the background.
So,
This is the
fangen wir
standard
mit dem
palette you
Hintergrund
should
an.
already have.
Oh mein
We're
Gott.
not going to do anything complex first. Just an abstract dark blue background. Grab your
Okay,
blue
blau.
here with the palette knife. Smear it in. Make a big smear of it here. Right?
Also er hat dieses Teilchen hier genommen, den Spachtel. Und dann hat er dunkelblau genommen. Und hat es hier hingeschmiert. So. Ja.
Then you grab the one side of the gradient. That dark black. And go from here and then pull it to the center. Clean it using your controller. Grab the blue and go the other way. Back over.
Mhm. Muss ich den jetzt schon sauber machen, bevor ich ins Schwarze gehe? Ich weiß es nicht. Shit. Ich glaube, es war falsch. Wieso Alarm? Ey, irgendwie wird es schon nicht so wie bei ihm. Ist ja supi. Sounds funktionieren nicht, doch, die gehen. Mit Anleitung, ich dachte Freihand. Ja, ich dachte auch Freihand, hab das probiert und dann dachte ich, nein, lieber nicht. Hallo Krishna und hi Stille Boss.
Clean it from the back.
Bei ihm ist es viel
back over the
dunkler.
center. back from the middle. Back over the dark. There we go. Now once you have something roughly like this.
Warum ist denn das bei ihm dunkler? Ich stelle mich schon blöd. Schatz, ich brauche schon eine Stunde, um die Farbe richtig zu mischen.
Is all the colors we're gonna need. Maybe actually grab a little bit of this teal, or this light blue here.
Oh, jetzt macht er doch noch blau hin.
Like just a
Hellblau.
mix.
Warum?
Just a blend, just to get something light. Once you have something like this, grab the big 2-inch brush and just put a big generous dab of it
Moment,
right in the middle.
ich bin noch nicht so weit. So, welchen Pinsel hat er jetzt genommen?
Start smearing it all over.
Den hier?
Make the canvas smaller if you like. And then leave it like this. For you to see. Doesn't matter if you actually can have two colors in there. with
Sieht
this
aber
big
für
brush.
schwarz aus.
Not the biggest issue. Background. Gonna be very detailed. One big coat of the dark blue. There we go. Now we're gonna put in some highlights just for visual interest. Grab the darker side. Put in some blobs, just somewhere. Every time I go back to the palette, I have a habit of cleaning my brush, just in case the brush has picked up any colors, as I like to do the blending after the fact. You know, this no big issues. Doesn't matter if it's messy. Let me grab lighter ones, do just a couple dabs, some around here. There we go. Now you can either scale up the canvas like this, or grab a different brush. I'm gonna scale up.
Was? Wie hat er das jetzt hochgezogen? So. Ist das jetzt schon so gut? Blauer Vogel auf blauem Hintergrund. Ja, ich bin fertig. Könnt ihr den Vogel erkennen?
And then we're just gonna... we're gonna mix a little bit here.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was er da macht.
Just a little bit of blending.
Ja, ich blending auch hier.
Right. Now you got something like this. I'm gonna put the scale back here, just so we can use that other rendering.
Wieso macht er das jetzt wieder
Now we're
kleiner?
gonna start blocking out.
Hat er es wieder kleiner gemacht?
for blocking out or blocking in, we're just going to define the general shapes of the objects in the scene.
Phase 2.
We're going to be using the projector for this tutorial, as it makes this phase very easy and approachable. This tutorial will have the reference instead of the browser being overlaid of your canvas, so you can follow along with these. One thing to keep in mind is that the shape doesn't have to be perfect, just close enough so we know where each object is in the scene, as we're going to work over the top of it with brighter colors, and that will define the shape more than the first thing we lay down. Now I'm going to overlay the bird I have here using the built-in projector. You're going to have it here above where I'm at.
Der benutzt den Projektor.
And we're going to use that.
Darf ich den auch benutzen?
I'm going to show it how I do it. I'm going to click overlay. You're going to have to put your brush back into the holder using the user interface. This. Scale it so the bird is roughly centered.
Aber das ist ja irgendwie so ein bisschen schummeln, ne?
Das war deine falsche Entscheidung, du kleiner Sportsfreund.
Ich sehe den gar nicht wegen dem Schwarz. Das Bild ist nur briefmarkengroß, sagt's bei da.
And none of the edges are showing. Let me put this up. It's gonna be
Hä?
a few black edges or something, whatever the background is. Let's make sure none of that is
Warum ist es bei ihm so krass orange und bei mir nicht?
showing. Put it somewhere centered. There we go. Now you've done that. Put the transparency a bit back. I'm using the overlay, just so I don't get distracted by it multiplying it in a unsuspected way. And then we're gonna start blocking out. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to trace with a small brush or anything. The way I do it is I grab a brush that's very coarse, very big. Like in this case, I'm going to use the fan brush in its smooth variant. You can use the analog stick to switch between them. And we're just going to use basic colors. Let's reset our palette, as we're not going to need the blues right now. And we're going to start roughly with the colors we want. It doesn't have to be good or close. Like in my case, I like starting with a sort of middle color. Like the bird, for instance, it has browns all around and grays. So I want basically a brown. I mean, this is almost exactly how I want it, so might as well. I'm gonna dab the brown over. Brown, where all of the brown bits are of it.
Oh, nice.
Like starting with a sort of middle color, like the bird, for
Hat er irgendwas
instance,
vermischt?
it has browns all around and grays, so I want basically a brown. I mean, this is almost exactly how I want it, so might as well. I'm gonna dab the brown over. Just clean the brush, then dab it back in the paint.
Also, wir beginnen mit dem Vogel. Ach, verdammt. Jo. Alles ein Stückchen weiter umdrehen, sagt die Regie. Das ist doch rechts. Aber das ist hier nicht so einfach. Mit dem Wagen. Der fährt nämlich nicht nach rechts. Jetzt dreht er sich nur. Hallo? Nein. Oh Gott. So? Aber dann müsstest du den Chat auch nochmal mitdrehen. Ja. Das macht Jockey absichtlich. Das geht alles von meiner Zeit ab. Mhm. Spider, was soll das für ein Vogel sein?
Just follow it. Now the colors is gonna be way different.
Das Blöde ist, dass ich den hier hinten nicht so richtig sehe. Hehe.
From the fine.
Kunstbanausen? Also ich finde ihn jetzt schon hübsch.
Final. It doesn't matter. You just want the shape first.
Also irgendwie sieht es da
Alright.
in dem Video
Yes.
anders aus als bei mir.
Drag it out brown, where all of the brown bits are of the bird. Just smear it in. Turn off the projector for a second. You see how this follows the shape, although not the color. Right? And I'm gonna keep doing that with all the brown parts. Just dabs of brown, then a dab of black. Smear it into the brown,
Ich lasse den
like
einfach
before,
so.
creating a gradient sort of. Use the very dark brown here. Or just very dark parts, like on the beak. Clean brush, tap it back in. There you go. We just want it to be readable enough, so we know where everything is. You're gonna see in a second.
Ich sehe gar nicht so richtig,
this is
was
gonna
er gerade
be-
malt, weil ich den ganzen Vogel da immer sehe.
Very different from the final image, or the reference that we have. Alright, use the dark bits here.
Er hat schon Farben gemischt und alles. Ich komme überhaupt nicht mit. Nee, falsch. Nein. 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 Na, nach da. Ja. Weiter. Okay. Warum donnert das eigentlich im Spiel? Ja, damit es atmosphärisch ist. Oder so. Was weiß ich. Ich will jetzt mal das Auge malen. Du. Ja, kann man machen. Das ist zu viel. Ich brauche so einen dünnen. Noch den hier. Oh, ich habe so eine das kann man gar nicht so gut fein malen, weil man immer so mit der Hand wackelt. Oh no. Oh Gott. Warum hat er da keinen weißen Punkt hin? Hallo? Ah, jetzt so. Na toll. Okay. Hä, warum? Wenn ich nicht so zittrig bin. Du findest, dass es schon nicht schlecht aussieht?
Ja. Habe ich schon ein bisschen Angst.
Aber... Prost! Das ist ja schon alles weggeschmolzen. Spider schreibt, du kannst ja was anderes malen. Dodge Charger. So. Was mache ich jetzt? Ah nee, falscher Pinsel. Warte mal. Ich mach mal. So feine Sachen ist echt schwierig. Ja. So, was mache ich jetzt? Irgendwie steht da ja noch. Hier muss ich noch mal was hinmalen. Diesen Zipfel da, der hat hier so einen komischen. Warum hat er hier so einen. Hat er da auf dem Bild gar nicht? Ich lasse es so. Jetzt müsste ich mal irgendwie noch mal ein bisschen Farbe mischen, ne? Was wollte ich denn jetzt machen? Ach so, ich könnte ja mal. Ah, shit. Irgendwie ist das hier noch nicht richtig. Nicht so ein richtig runder Körper hat der Kleine hier. Irgendwie. Das ist zu viel weiß. Cheater. Oh Gott. Das wird immer schlimmer. Irgendwie sieht das komisch aus. Hier irgendwie vermalt. Ich brauche jetzt ein bisschen was Dunkleres.
In the middle. Maybe grab a little bit of white. Just get like a grayish. Doesn't have to be perfect,
Hello,
just
midlife.
different enough. So you can
Hi,
tell what
Peter.
so basically like creating landmarks.
Hallo Joachim.
There you go, then there's a bit of gray up here. Maybe mix some gray here and along the edge. And we're gonna grab an orange. It's quite a yellow-orange sort of color, so orange, a little bit of yellow, mix it in. And that would be perfect. And go all the way.
würde jetzt gerne diesen Stamm malen. Dann nehme ich mal den hier. Oh nein, jetzt habe ich mein Video hier weggemacht. Ein Huhn. Ich mag kein Huhn. Ich mal einen Robin. Hinter dem schwarzen Hintergrund sieht man gar nicht seine schwarzen kleinen Füßchen hier.
Way around those.
Hm. Warum macht ihr das so komisch? Oh nein, mein Schwarz ist schon braun. Schiete, ich habe nicht aufgepasst. Ich vergesse immer, dass sich die Farben vermischen. Ich glaube, der ist nicht der richtige Pinsel dafür. Da, 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 da. Also ich finde, der sieht schon süß aus. Oder was meint ihr? Wie viel Zeit habe ich noch? Stocki sagt zu lange. Ja, okay. Nein, ich bin noch nicht fertig. Noch lange nicht fertig. Das ist natürlich nicht die richtige Farbe. Ich krieg nur eine Stunde. Das ist aber nicht nett. Hm. Mhm. Ich finde, es sieht schon gut aus. Jetzt müsste ich da irgendwie noch so ein bisschen blau, schwarz. Ich weiß noch nicht. Aber jetzt versau ich ihn bestimmt. Hallo? Ich muss nochmal neu mischen. Blau. Schwarz. Ich gucke mir gar nicht mehr das Video von ihm an. Ich mal einfach drauf los.
Doesn't matter if it mixes in. We have like a dark orangey brownish sort of color down
Sieht
here.
gut aus, der Affe. Ja, danke, Spider.
Just smear it in there. And then back to the gray for these parts, in case I haven't done them before. Turn off the projector.
Hi, Hundelunge.
So this is the outline of the bird. Gives us enough shape and enough
Dankeschön.
info to work off. Now, I know it doesn't look like much, I'm still gonna do the branch, even though it isn't strictly required. Let's do it properly. Now for the branch, it's quite bright, but I'm gonna
Ich
use
finde,
this
ich bin
gray that I already have,
fertig.
since we're just doing shape, not color.
Kannst jetzt nur noch versauen.
Just give a hint of where it is, like this. And we're gonna use the black here on the feet. Might help you to scale it up. I'm refraining from doing that. We're not doing this branch because I don't want it overlaying the bird. I want the bird to be unobstructed. Let's turn off the overlay. Alright, this is already starting to look like the reference. Now we have got the rough idea of the bird, we need to start defining more intricate details and shapes. So we're now at the third phase, which I'd say is the main phase of painting anything, which is the modeling phase. That we basically define pretty much everything but the smallest details, especially having a strong focus on shape and shadows, as the highlights are the things I keep the last bit of the painting. So don't worry if the colors
weiß
aren't
nicht.
matching in this phase.
Wahrscheinlich nicht. Ich traue mich nicht, das
as
Ding
we're mostly
wegzumachen.
laying the groundwork for the brighter colors and the highlights to stand on top of.
Ich finde den
The easiest way
hübsch.
to do it is
Aber wie geht denn das
by
jetzt
scaling this
nochmal?
up.
Ha! Voll gut. Gar kein Unterschied.
To the next working size. I like to scale up as we go. I feel like this is a good size. Now, there we go. Turn that off. Alright. Now you have the bigger canvas here. We can work a little bit more on the details. I think the best way to
Ja.
define the shape of this bird in particular is the
Nein,
orange.
ich will halt auch jetzt irgendwie
part.
nicht. Ich habe
If you look
Angst,
on
wenn
the
ich jetzt noch
reference,
mehr mache,
You can very clearly see the left
dass
is
es dann irgendwie
where
schlimmer
the
wird.
light is coming from.
Oder du machst
and
jetzt
then
gleich.
drops off as we go towards the center of the mess.
Nein, Stocki muss ich
So
vorbereiten.
in this case,
Was
we
sagt
want
ihr? Ist er
a
fertig
quite
oder soll ich noch was
saturated
machen an meinem kleinen
orange that we
Vogel?
already have here. We're gonna start blobbing it around
Ich hab doch hier Pause, Mensch.
where required.
Was? Ich soll noch ein Bild malen? Welche Landschaft denn? Sag mal, Leute, ist der fertig so? Nein. Der ist halt noch nicht so schön schattiert und so weiter. Der ist halt so, naja. Geht so. Könnte halt hier irgendwie den Flügel noch ein bisschen deutlicher machen. Das sieht hier irgendwie besser aus. Aber ich habe Angst, dass es dann hässlich wird. Okay, die sagen alle fertig. Und Neues. Wie speichere ich den jetzt ab? Speichern. Gemälde speichern. Mhm. Ach, ist doch egal, Schatz. Ein Bierglas malen. Hä? Spider. Aber ich werde jetzt nochmal einen Schluck Wasser trinken. Stocki sagt, ich kann Spider malen. So wie ich ihn mir vorstelle. Ich mal euch alle jetzt mal, wie ich mich euch vorstelle. Und ihr müsst erraten, wer wäre. Schwupps. So, das ist jetzt gespeichert, ja? Nicht, dass er jetzt futsch ist, mein schöner kleiner Vogel. Ich kann ja mal gucken, was es noch so für Vorlagen gibt. Wo gehe ich denn da hin? Wie kann man denn ein neues Gemälde anfangen? Ach, da steht's ja. Ja. Ist er jetzt so fertig? Also man könnte es noch viel mehr ausstattieren. Hier den Stock und so. Aber wir sind ja keine Profis, ne? Ich hab den doch jetzt gespeichert, oder? Wenn er hier drin ist, ist er doch schon gespeichert, oder? Oh Gott. Das da wäre. Wie funktioniert denn das hier auf dieser Seite? Wie komme ich denn hier zurück bei dem YouTube-Dings? Wie konntest du denn da suchen? Du bist doch da, wie bist du denn da hingekommen? Na, Vermillion und dann üben und so. Nee. Da konnte man doch auswählen, üben. Ach hier, lernen. Mitmalen. Lernen. Mitmalen. Mountain. Was habe ich denn jetzt gemacht? Ich will mir das vorher angucken.
Hallo, Innocent Orangensaft schmeckt so gut, weil wir ihn direkt pressen und gleich danach kühlen. Und wo wir schon mal da sind, hallo Mutti, wir sind im Fernsehen. Innocent,
Nee.
frischer schmeckt besser.
Das neue Logo malen ist, glaube ich,
Hol
zu
dir
schwierig.
jetzt eine Flasche Innocent Orangensaft und mach mit bei der großen Innocent Wiesenwildnis. Gemeinsam schützen wir Streuobstwiesen in Deutschland.
Oh, kommt hier viel Werbung.
Die beliebteste Styling-Marke Deutschlands.
Komm schon.
Taft für starke Momente.
Ja, klar. Da ist bestimmt was voll Schweres
Certainly
rausgesucht.
glad you decided to spend a half hour with us today. I think you'll enjoy the little painting we're going to do, and I hope you take the time to paint along. Or you pull up the old easy. Sometimes you really need a firm paint. This paint should be very firm. You know, people say, how firm is it?
Nein!
See?
Rüdiger, bitte!
And all the little misty things just sort of
Das war kein Meter, hast du das gesehen?
with us. Thought today we'd just do a fun painting, one that It's a lot of...
Ich müsste es eigentlich
you'll
anders
have a good
machen, ne?
time with it. Let's just do it. Let's start out and have run
So,
all the
ne?
colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. And they'll come across, as usual, in the same order as I have them on the palette. While they're doing that, shoot, let's go on up here and get started. We have our canvas up, the liquid whites on it, it's ready.
Ups.
So I'm going to start off today with a little bit of phthalo blue. We'll use the old 2-inch brush. Grab a touch of the midnight black also. Phthalo blue and midnight black. Just sort of mix them together on the brush. And let's go up here and just using our little crisscross strokes, let's just drop in a happy little sky. Just start at the top and work all the way across. Just making little X's. And then begin working downward. And your color is mixing with the liquid white continually and automatically, your sky will get lighter and lighter toward the horizon. And that's one of those little tricks that help create the illusion of depth in your painting. As things get farther away from you in a landscape, they should get lighter in value. So let the liquid white work, and it'll happen automatically here. Okay. And just sort of blend it all together. There we are.
Warum wird das bei Ihnen so schön
Very
hell und bei mir
lightly.
nicht?
Just go across it. Takes out the brush
Was soll denn
strokes.
das? Hallo?
Isn't that easy? You get a fantastic little sky.
Das ist doch falsch.
Now, while we have that color on the brush, I'll add just a little more blue and black. And let's have a little touch of water in this painting today. So, now once again, we want it to be lighter toward the horizon. So start at the bottom and work upward. And your darker color then will be down here on the base. See there? And then just work upward. And automatically, once again, it'll get lighter in value as it works upward toward the horizon.
Bei mir verwischt es gar nicht so wie bei
Some
ihm.
water on the other side.
Wie soll ich denn das machen?
I
will
don't
das
know
nicht.
exactly where land's going to be and water's going to be. So we just cover it all with water. And if
Wie
we
kriege ich das
want
wieder
true
weg?
to live here or here, we'll just drop
Schiete.
it in.
Oh nein. Kann man denn was löschen?
Now then, very lightly, just
Ich
gently
habe gar
go
nicht so einen
across
Pinsel wie er. Da muss man das hier
and bring it
mitmachen.
all together.
Nö, auch nicht.
Okay. Now then, we
Okay,
wash the
stopp.
brush.
Wieso kann er das so verwischen und ich nicht? Ist doch blöd. Irgendwie blöd. Ja, ist jetzt eh schon verkackt. Das Bild. Na doch, volle Kanne. Eigentlich müsste das doch heller werden, oder? Es ist doch hier gar kein Wasser, oder? Da passiert gar nichts, wenn ich darauf gehe. Verstehe ich nicht. Hallo? Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht mit meinem Pinsel. Mhm. Na klar. Hm. Der Pinsel hier macht nicht so schöne Streifen da wie seiner. Der ist doch doof. Oh Gott.
Was ist denn hier los?
Gefällt mir nicht. Das hier ist aber irgendwie kein Wasser, glaube ich. Sieht komisch aus. Sieht voll blöd aus. FBI kommt schon. Wir müssen sie festnehmen, ihr Bild sieht scheiße aus. Oder so ähnlich. Egal, das ist jetzt so.
And we wash our brushes with good old odorless thinner. I never use turpentine when I'm washing brushes. It leaves a residue in your brushes,
Besser
which
als
is
der
very
Orgel.
difficult to get out. Plus it smells bad. Oh, it smells
Ah,
terrible.
ja.
One drop of turpentine in your house and you'll be working by yourself, I'll tell you.
Was macht
Because
er
you'll
jetzt?
run everybody in the house out. Okay, titanium white. We're just using
der
a
überhaupt
2-inch
den
brush. What
Pinsel
the
hier?
heck? Let's build just a happy little cloud. And one of the easiest ways to make little clouds is just take the corner of the brush and just tap the canvas with it. Just tap the canvas. We just want a little floater that lives up there in the sky. Just have a good time. Just tap. And you can make
Irgendwie
him as
malt
thick or
seine
as thin as you
an.
want him. Whatever. We'll give him a little friend. See there? All you have to do is just tap. Now if you want your clouds to look more distinct
Sieht
and
doch
brighter,
blöde aus.
make your sky a little darker. And when you're using only white paint, then that son of a gun will jump out at you. If you have a,
Kann man denn was
if you have
rückgängig
a sky
machen?
that's not very dark and you put
Gar nicht. Ach shit. Scheiße, jetzt vermischt sich das ja natürlich nicht. Oh.
white paint against it, then you don't have much contrast, so it won't look too bright. There, now I'm just going to stir these up a little, just mix them a little bit. Give them a little, this is to me is the way I fluff the cloud up. Just sort of fluff it up. Let a little wind run through it. There. And then very lightly, just barely grazing the canvas. Caress the canvas. Just blend it together. And that's one of the nicest, easiest little ways to make a cloud. Okay. Now then, tell you what, let's build us a little mountain today. You know, it's funny, I get a lot of letters from people, and sometimes they say, Bob, I'm tired of mountains, do something different. And then I get probably as many letters that say, do more mountains. So, if you don't want a mountain in your painting, just leave that little rascal out. But if you want a mountain, then you have it. Okay. Ken will take some black, some Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, and mix.
Das sieht doch nicht aus wie eine Wolke. Das sieht aus wie... keine Ahnung. Nix. Sieht aus wie ein Vogel hier. Ich kann nur Vögel malen. Gute Nacht, Krishna. Danke. So, was macht er jetzt hier weiter? Er hat gerade schwarz und blau wieder mal gemischt.
Pull it out very flat, cut across, and we have our little roll of paint out here on the edge of the knife. There it is. Now just decide where your mountain lives in your world, and push very firmly, and just drop that little rascal in. And the only thing you're worried about is a nice outside edge. You don't care what's happening on the inside right now. We will later, but right now we're just looking for a nice outside edge.
Mann, ich hab den doch sauber gemacht. Schwarz. Blau. Und wie hat er das jetzt gemacht?
And just say very firmly, and just drop that little rascal. In. And the only thing you're worried about is a nice outside edge. You don't care what's happening on the inside right now. We will later, but right now we're just looking for a nice outside edge. As I say, use a lot of pressure here. Push that paint right into the fabric. Now, scrape off all the excess paint. Just get in there and really scrape it off. You're not going to hurt the canvas. There we go. With our large brush, we'll just pull that. And then it'll mix with the liquid white that's on the canvas, and automatically it'll get lighter and lighter down toward the base. Just softer and softer. There we go. And that son of a gun should look like it's just sort of floating right up here in the sky. And it gives you a nice base there. I like to wash these brushes.
Wie kann er denn da so eine Ebene reinmachen? Spielt im Wisch. Das wird bei mir dann immer gleich grau, weil sonst ist weiß.
This is one of those times you really need a firm paint. This paint should be very firm. And people say how firm is it? And now it literally sticks right on the paint. It's very firm. Cut off a little roll of paint, like so. Now then, no pressure. No pressure. There. See there? Just touch and just let it flow right down the side of the mountain. But no pressure. You want it to break like this and have all those little holes and bumps in it. There we go. And up here.
Jetzt wird es immer so komisch.
See there? It's so easy at times it's hard. There we go. No pressure though. Can't say that enough times. Probably the most common mistake made is applying too much pressure. And this is one of the best ways that there is to learn to use a knife. And if you can make snow break on these mountains, then you can just make a multitude of other things. It's unbelievable what you can do. Just by learning to let this snow break here. That delicate touch, light touch. I think I've mentioned over and over again when I was teaching Steve, my son, to paint. The only way I could get it across to him was to tell him that I wanted him to pretend that he was a whisper that just floated across the mountain. And then he understood. It worked for him, and he makes some of the most beautiful mountains today you've ever seen. Here's a little blue and white here in our little roll of paint. And I want to put a shadow behind there. No pressure. Just let it float.
Ja, also ich krieg nicht den Berg so hin, wie er den hinkriegt.
Just let that float right in there. And each highlight, each little peak in here, if you want it to be an individual, needs a shadow. There, see, right there. Give him a little shadow. And you can change this mountain continually. Maybe you want to put a bump over here, another peak. See, you can do that. In your world, you can create any illusion that you want. I think that's what attracted me to painting so much. I could create any kind of world that I want. Nothing hurts here, no pain. Nobody's unhappy. It was a pleasant place. Everything's nice here. Okay, now then with a large brush, I want to create the illusion of this. So all I'm going to do here is just tap the base. Just tap, following the angles in the mountain, always following those angles, and then lift upward. See? And all the little misty things just sort of happen. Over here, follow these angles. Sometimes I'll take a little of that blue in the brush. Maybe you want to bring this right on around. I'll take a little of that shadow color, and we can just make it sort of look like it wraps around. That's sneaky. It adds a little more interest.
Krieg ich nicht hin, so.
That easy. And just sort of tap it out. Bring it together. Okay. That's all there is to it. Let's have some fun. I'm going to mix up some black, Prussian blue. Shoot, we'll throw some Van Dyke, some crimson in there. A little sap green. Whatever you got. Just mainly dark colors. There, let me clean the knife off. Now let's use our old fan brush today. Let's go in here and load some color right onto the brush. Just load both sides of the brush up. Now then, let's have some fun. Let's just push in. Maybe there's some little background things that live way back in the distance back here. Far away. And I'm just pushing and making the bristles bend upward. Just la 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 doo 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 doo. Just be happy. Enjoy. Have fun. There. Now I want some reflections out of this. So I just grab the bottom of it and pull it straight down. See that? Because the canvas is wet, you can do this and get away with it. If you had a dry canvas, you'd be in Agony City.
Was? Wir spielen aber jetzt nicht Little Cities. Also ich habe ja Little Cities schon gespielt und ich finde es mega cool. Hallo Spider, du bist ja ganz schön frech. Meine Palette ist weg. Ich habe irgendwie noch nicht die perfekte Farbe gefunden. So, was hat er jetzt hier gemacht? Also ich finde es ein bisschen schwierig, weil er hat bessere Pinsel als ich. Ich kann es nicht so runterwischen. So schön. Ist blöd. Gefällt mir nicht.
Then go gently across,
Das ist voll
just like so.
schwierig.
See, and instant reflections. That easy. Maybe in our world back here, maybe there's a happy little tree that lives right here, a little evergreen tree.
Wow.
See, just touch,
Ruckelt
and then you
so.
just the corner of the brush and work back and forth, back and forth. And we got a little tree.
Boah.
Maybe he's got a friend
Sehr
that's a
eklig.
little bigger. There. Tree needs a friend too. There he is. Now see, I'm sort of weird. I name all these little trees and talk to them, but that's okay. That's okay. Artists are supposed to be a little different. There. So we can get away with things like that. Maybe out here there's a little baby tree. Maybe they ran him off, made him go live out here by himself. Oh, okay.
Ja.
Kinds of things. I'll get another fan brush. I have several of them going, so I don't.
Ich weiß nicht, wie der da jetzt so einen Baum hinmalt. Vor allem der Pinsel ist doch viel zu groß dafür. Kleiner geht er aber nicht. Das geht gar nicht. Ach du Scheiße. Ja, okay, mein Bonusbild klappt nicht. Nee. Ja. Nein, sieht finde ich gar nicht. Mhm. Mhm. scheint der bessere Pinsel zu sein. Ja, aber ich krieg da keinen Baum hingemalt. Womit malt ihr den denn?
Have to continually clean
Ja,
it.
doch mit dem Pinsel.
We'll take a little of that same color we made the tree out of and go into some cad yellow. And that'll turn a beautiful green color because there's blue in there.
Mit Gelb?
There. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, I just want to put the indication here and there of some little grassy areas that are far,
Was ist
far
denn
away.
hier los?
Just a few. It's too far away to see a lot of detail. You can grab that and lift upward.
Wie soll man denn da so einen Baum hinkriegen?
See, that paint moves on there. There we go. All kinds of little things. Little yellow ochre in there too. What the heck? Maybe we'll have some nice fall-looking colors in this painting. With all the shiny colors. A little liquid white. Pull it out flat. And then just cut across. Okay? Now then with that, we can just come right up in here. And we'll just cut in a happy little waterline. Act like you're just trying to cut a hole right through the canvas. Back and forth. This canvas is tough. Chances are you couldn't hurt it if you wanted to. There, see? And maybe there's a little ripple lives out here. And one out here, wherever you want it.
Ist doch kein Baum.
Okay. Now then, tell you what, I like doing those trees. Let's do another one. Back into my dark color with a fan brush. Load a lot of color. Let's go up here.
Ah ja.
Maybe there lives in our world a bigger evergreen here. Big, strong son of a gun. Use the corner of the brush and just make the bristles bend downward. And I'm using the same corner of the brush all the way through the tree. I'm just pushing harder and harder so it uses more and more of the brush. There. These little rascals live right there in your fan brush. Or you can do them with a 1 or 2 inch brush. Tell you what, let's have a third tree. We can have as many trees as we want in here.
Kann ich nicht.
There we go. Now, I'm going to get over here and find me a 1 inch brush. Go right through that same color. And let's put a happy little bush right here.
Guten Abend, Dexter.
Sort of have to begin making some decisions here. Where do you want all these little things to
Schon
live?
schwierig.
There we go.
Aber das Bild schaffe ich heute nicht.
That's super. Well, you can do it. Now then, underneath here,
Ich schaffe das nicht, hier so ein Baumzeugs
just reverse the
hinzumalen.
brush where I've been pushing upward, and then we'll push downward. And where you
Also,
have tall items up
Ich
on
habe ja
top,
den Vogel gemalt
you want
und
items
den
that
muss
are
Stocki
long
morgen
or
auch
wide.
malen.
Where they're short, then make
Und dann
them
wird
not so long.
abgestimmt, welcher hübscher ist.
You knew that.
Wie malt ihr denn so? Wie kriegt ihr das denn da so hin?
And those will turn in, hopefully,
Verstehe ich
some
nicht.
very nice little reflections. Just a nice clean
Ich verstehe es
dry
einfach
brush.
nicht.
I just like to beat on the brush and pull straight down very lightly. That's all you have to do. Just touch, pull downward, and then go across. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take my knife, a little bit of dark sienna, a little white into it, and get a very
wird
small
überhaupt
roll of paint on
nichts.
the knife. Okay, now then, let's go up here. Just put the indication here and there, a few little trunks in these trees. Give them some nice trunks so they can stand up strong and tall. There we go. And we can go back to our fan brush. It has the green on it. There. And I just want to put the indication of a few little highlights on these trees. Don't kill all the dark, though. That dark contrast. When we get finished, that's what makes those son of a gun stand out. There, just a little. Evergreens are normally darker than other trees, so leave them that way. I'm going to dip the brush into a small amount of the liquid white and begin applying some color to these things. Pull the brush in one direction. Be right back. Get some sap green here. There we go. Sap green, cad yellow. One direction. Load the bristles full of color. Let's go up here. Now you have to make some decisions. Where do your little bushes live? Just touch and give a little push, just enough to bend the bristles a tiny bit. We'll alternate some of the colors here. I went into a little yellow ochre. Now we can reverse the brush and drop a little of that right in there if you want to. Right in there. Maybe up in here there's a darker green living. There he is. There he is. There he is. See? There's a big strong bush over here. He's my friend. There. Okay, and another one. But notice how these are going in layers. Those layers, little Indian yellow too, are what create the illusion of depth in your bushes. Reverse it, drop in a few. See there, just reverse your brush. They don't have to be exact, just a general shape.
Total hübsch.
A little bright red once in a while too. Ooh, that's a pretty one sitting over here in the corner. We'll reverse him right into. Pull the brush in one direction. Be right back. Get some sap green here. There we go. Sap green, cad yellow. One direction. Load the bristles full of color. Let's go up here.
Aber da macht er doch jetzt schon das Helle. Ich wollte nur mal
Evergreens
zurück,
are
wo er
normally
die ganze Ecke hier schwarz gemalt hat.
Have a third tree. We can have as many trees as we wanted here. There we go. Now, I'm going to get over here and find me a 1-inch brush. Go right through that same color. And let's put a happy little bush right here. You sort of have to begin making some decisions here. Where do you want all these little things to live? There we go. That's super. You could do it. Now then, underneath here, you're going to want some reflection. So just reverse the brush where I've been pushing upward, and then we'll push downward. And where you have tall items up on top, you want items that are long below it. Where they're short, then make these not so long. You move that. Okay. And those will turn in, hopefully, to some very nice little reflections. Just a nice, clean, dry brush. I just like to beat on the brush. And pull straight down, very lightly. That's all you have to do. Just touch, pull downward, and then go across. Okay. Now then. I'm going to take my knife, a little bit of dark sienna, a little white into it, and get a very small roll of paint on the knife. Okay, now then, let's go up here. Just put the indication here and there of a few little trunks in these trees. Give them some nice trunks so they can stand up strong and tall. There we go. And we can go back to our fan brush. It has the green on it. There. And I just want to put the indication of a few little highlights on these trees. Don't kill all the dark, though. That dark contrast. When we get finished, that's what makes those again stand out. There, just a little. Evergreens are normally darker than other trees, so leave them that way. I'm going to dip the brush into a small amount of the liquid white and begin applying some color to these things. Pull the brush in one direction. Be right back. Get some sap green here. There we go. Sap green, cad yellow. One direction. Load the bristles full of color. Let's go up here. Now you have to make some decisions. Where do your little bushes live? Just touch and give a little push, just enough to bend the bristles
Ich glaube,
a tiny
ich bin
bit.
fertig.
We'll alternate some of the colors here. I went into a little.
Also Landschaften
okay.
finde ich schwierig.
Now we can reverse the brush and drop a little of that right in there if you want to.
Ich kann den Pinsel weg.
Right in there.
So, ich mach
Maybe
mal hier
up
auf
in here, there's a
Stopp.
dark.
Speichern. Kann ich jetzt eigentlich ein anderes Gemälde? Ich zeige euch jetzt nochmal meinen Vogel. Nee, warte, dann dieses Mittel laden. Yes. Habe ich doch. Hier ist mein kleiner Vogel, den habe ich gemalt. So. Und Stocki wird morgen denselben Vogel malen. Hä? Er sagt gerade, überlegt er sich nochmal. Doch. Das ist ja unsere Challenge. Also Stocki wird den Vogel morgen auch malen. Und ihr könnt dann abstimmen, welcher gewonnen hat. Meiner oder der von Stocki. Hihi. Das ist der Plan. Und ich mache jetzt Feierabend. Ich habe genug gemalt. So. Schön, dass ihr zugeschaut habt. Denkt alle ans Däumchen. Und dann sehen wir uns hoffentlich morgen wieder. Dann steht Stocki hier und zeigt mal, was er so für ein malerisches Talent hat. Oder auch nicht. Porsche morgen. Ja. Nein, erst der Vogel. Und danach könnte er dann noch was schreiben, was er vielleicht mal noch probieren soll. Gut. Dann war's das von uns für heute. Ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Abend, eine gute Nacht und dann sehen wir uns hoffentlich morgen wieder. Macht's gut. Ciao.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night. Windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more. it last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight, but trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light, alright. I'll do it.